This is one of the most fundamental stories ever told, mainly because it's the story of how every single one of us got here. We're about to dive into the incredible, almost unbelievable journey of human reproduction.
So, it all kicks off with this massive, almost magical question, right? How on earth does one single, microscopic cell transform into a complex, thinking, feeling human being? Well, that's the incredible journey we're about to map out together. But, for all this mind-boggling complexity, the biological purpose behind it all is beautifully simple. As our source material puts it, it's all about one thing, and one thing only: ensuring the continuity of our species.
Okay, so this whole process begins with two absolutely essential components. Think of them like the two halves of a biological blueprint. You need both of them to even begin to build a new life.
The official term for this is sexual reproduction, and what that really means is you need two super specialized cells called gametes. You need one from the male and one from the female, and they have to combine to kick off the creation of a whole new organism.
And wow, these two gametes could not be more different in their game plan. On one side, you've got the sperm. I like to call it the messenger. Millions are produced constantly, they're built for a really tough journey, and their only mission is to deliver half of the genetic code. Then you have the egg, the blueprint. There's a limited supply, it pretty much stays put, and it provides not only the other half of the genetic code, but also all the initial gear and fuel needed to get the whole operation started.
So we have these two key players, but where do they come from? How are they actually made? Well, this is where we find one of the most fascinating differences between the male and female reproductive processes.
All right, for males, it's basically like a factory. The switch gets flipped at puberty, and then it just runs, non-stop. We're talking millions of sperm being produced all through adulthood and well into old age.
So here's the play-by-play. It starts with just one single parent cell. It grows a bit, and then it goes through two really important rounds of division. This whole process turns that one cell into four unique little cells, which then morph into the sleek, swimming sperm we all recognize. So one cell becomes four potential messengers.
Now get ready for a total plot twist, because on the female side, the story is completely different. It's wild. All the egg cells a female will ever have are actually produced before she is even born. Then the whole process just hits pause for years. At puberty, it starts back up, releasing just one precious egg per cycle, until it eventually stops for good at menopause.
All right, the blueprints are ready. The players are on the field. Now we get to the main event, the launch of the journey, where millions of those messengers begin an epic race toward a single target.
And that starting pistol, that launch event, it's called insemination. It's the moment the sperm are transferred into the female reproductive tract. And just like that, the most important race in existence is on.
So what's the finish line? That would be fertilization. It's that incredible moment of fusion between one single sperm and the egg. I mean, this is the literal spark, the exact instant a brand new, utterly unique genetic identity is created.
And we really have to just stop and think about that for a second. Out of the hundreds of millions of sperm that start this race, only one single sperm will succeed. The odds are just astronomical.
And the result of that incredible win is the zygote. This single cell, that's the very first cell of a new individual. It has the complete set of genetic instructions, half from each parent. This is it. This is where every single one of us began.
But, making the zygote, that's just step one. Now, this brand new life, this single cell, has to go on a journey to find a safe, nourishing place to grow.
And it gets to work immediately. While it's traveling towards the uterus, it just starts dividing like crazy. One cell becomes two, then four, then it's a solid little ball of cells. And finally, it turns into a hollow structure called a blastocyst, which is perfectly designed for its next big mission.
So what's its next big mission? Implantation. And our source material has this absolutely perfect analogy for it. Imagine pressing your fingers into clay. The clay also forms finger-like projections to fit perfectly together. It's just a beautiful way to picture that intimate connection forming between the embryo and the mother's uterine wall.
So that whole process is called implantation. It's when the blastocyst attaches to and literally burrows into the uterine lining. And this is non-negotiable. It's an absolutely critical step because it establishes the life-sustaining connection that's going to support the embryo for the next 9 months.
Okay, once it's safely implanted, we enter the final stage of this amazing journey, the 9-month period of development and growth inside the uterus.
So let's get a bird's eye view of what happens next. The first couple of weeks, that's all about fertilization and implantation. Then, from weeks 3 to 8, you get this period of breathtaking transformation, the embryonic stage, where all the major organs start to form. We're talking the heart, the brain, the lungs. Then, from month 3 all the way to birth, it's the fetal development phase, which is all about growth and getting everything ready for life on the outside.
And that, of course, brings us to the grand finale, parturition. You probably know it as childbirth. This is the culmination of the entire incredible process, the moment the baby is delivered and officially makes its grand entrance into the world.
So you go from 2 tiny cells to a baby with trillions of them. I mean, this is the universal journey that connects every single one of us through all of human history, which kind of leaves us with a final big question to think about. What does this incredible, intricate, and powerful process really tell us about the nature of life itself?